everybody. So clap. That's right. There it is. There it is. Yes. 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 Yeah. Sometimes we have to be our own cheerleader. That's okay. I love it. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here on a Sunday morning in downtown Longmont, Bricks on Main, right?
That's right.
Hell yeah, that's where we are. Thank God. Otherwise, you're in the wrong place. How are we doing on mic volume? We good? Sweet. This looks great. This is perfect. Louder. Let's go louder. Louder. Check, check. There it is. It's not a comedy show unless I can hear my own voice. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Emily Kingsley. I am the host of The Matriarchy Presents, which performs in downtown Denver at Rise Comedy, where we promote underrepresented voices in comedy. Yay, everybody clap for that. That's right. Along today, we've got Longmont Out Loud. That's right, our co-producer for today's festivities. We are so glad you're here. A couple housekeeping announcements before we get started. Hey guys, I know that we're all humans and you need to use the restroom. That's great. There's one right there. Go ahead and take care of yourselves. I really appreciate it if you do. Also, this is a no heckle show, so we like to be respectful to our performers, and so we hope that you are also respectful to us. My best friends, I'm looking at you in the back row, guys. Otherwise, I hope you guys got a wonderful brunch. Yeah, it's almost Halloween. Isn't Halloween great? I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. I tell you what, every year my kids do the trunk or treat. The trunk, instead of because they want to avoid the pedophiles and the razor blades and stuff. So what they do is at school, they line up all their cars and everybody decks out their trunks and the kids get candy. So last year I decided that I was going to participate, and we have an RV. We have a Winnebago, And so what I decided to do was dress mine up like all Breaking Bad style, and the beakers and everything like that, and which was fine. Everyone just thought I was like a mad scientist. But then I started handing out rock candy, and PTA was like, you know what, thanks, but maybe you should not come back next year. So I'm a little sad. I know I like the holidays. I do like the holidays, but I get a lot of flack from my peers because I don't do like Elf on the Shelf. I don't do what's the other one? I don't do Jesus. Yeah, don't do that. And I don't really do Santa Claus either, because as a mother of 2 young girls, I was just kind of tired of creepy men watching over them all the time. Okay, amen. Yes, preach. Okay. Let's see. A little bit about me. I'm the youngest of five daughters. Five. And every time I say that, there's always one person that's like, "Oh, your poor dad." And I'm like, "My poor dad? What about my poor mom's pussy?" Let's do a moment of silence for her. She's sitting right over there. My mom, not her pussy, but her pussy's also there. Okay, how many times can I say that word on a microphone? This is fun, guys, for me. On a Sunday morning, it's good. It's a good way to wake up. Waking up to a Sunday comic show is kind of like, I don't know, for all you squares out there, it's kind of like wake and baking, right? It's going to get your blood flowing, everybody laughing. So anyway, okay, that's why we do that on Sunday mornings. Okay, hey, so I'm the youngest of 5 daughters. The story goes that my mom was actually wanting to be a nun before she had all of us. And that astounds me, because she was going to be a nun, and then she meets my dad, and then somehow 5 kids later, that's crazy. I had 2 kids of my own. Are you nuts? She's going to be married to God. And I'm just like, that must have been some good dick, right, Mom? My dad's dead. He doesn't really care. It's okay. No, but my mom did. She did want 6 kids, but I treated my mom's womb like an evicted tenant. I just trashed the place on the way out. I was like, if you can't live here, I can. Nobody can. That's what I did. So I'm married, guys. I've been with Madison for 21 years. Woo! Yeah, we actually met at the original Love is Blind experiment. College marching band. Okay. I don't know, there's just something about a man in a uniform, right? Like, oof, those polyester strap pants. Just giant moose knuckle. Oh, so hot. And that feather dildo cap. It's just, oof, man's gonna father my kids. He did, he's right over there. Isn't that sweet? Oh. Yeah. Listen, guys. Is anyone... Sorry. No, that's okay. I like to squeals. I'm a mom, it's what I hear all the time. Who's not crazy? Okay. Hey, is anyone here that's not a parent? Raise your hands. Oh, you're all the way in the back, huh? Well, before you leave, I have something for you guys, because we are in an election year, and I just want to remind everybody to vote. I've got these little tiny ickies. Look how cute, it's got a little face on it and everything. And it's for you because, according to Alabama Supreme Court law, you're now a parent. Yay! So now you can relate to all the jokes I'm going to tell today. Isn't that great? And so that's for you. That's for you. Everybody vote. Cool. It's coming up. That's my public service announcement. Kids are hard, right? Raising kids are hard. I have 2 girls, and I compare. Okay, they're great girls. They speak their mind. They're assertive, which is everything you want young girls to be. But do they have to do it all the time? You know what I mean? Because for me, it's like being followed around by a 1-star Yelp review, constantly, right? These kids are like, these chicken nuggets all soggy, these fries are hard, and the milk is curdled. And it's like, well, hang on, I'm 40 and you're 10. Maybe it's time for you to get off the boob. You know what I mean? I told that joke at Boulder, and everyone's like, yeah, that's about right. She's like, oh, not my business. Not my business. I stopped calling myself a mom, honestly, because I feel like just the term in itself just kind of makes people clam up. So I started saying that I'm a people artist. Right? People artist? Because I create people? Yeah, I think so. And it's like most artists, I'm not going to get appreciated for it till I'm dead. Right? I'll never see a paycheck for it. I haven't cut off my own ear yet. That's further along the artist journey. But my kid just turned 13, so it's coming. I don't know, speaking about art, my vagina. You ready? Hey guys. I'm gonna tell this joke because it's funny. Okay, so I like to equate my vagina. All good female comedians listen. All good female comedians have a joke about their vagina. Here's mine. Ready? I like to treat mine like an art history lesson. Okay? Before my first kid, my vagina was it was a Da Vinci. It was pristine. It was so purposely, intentionally done. After my second kid, it's more of an impressionist, more Van Gogh, a little wiggly, a little wobbly, looks better from afar. You know what I mean? After my second kid, I know you think you know where I'm going with this, but just hang on. After my second kid, it was more like a Salvador Dali. Like the melting clocks. Time is not kind to us, is it? That's silly. Hey, do you guys like my overalls?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I love them. But you know what? I went to my sister's house right before I got here, and she looks at me and she goes, "When did you give up?" And I was like, "When did you become a judgmental cunt?" Okay. They don't tell you this in the parenting books, but behind every good mom is a good chemical dependency. Right? No? Okay, before you get judgy, hang on, let's back up a little bit. Caffeine, coffee, where would moms be without that, right? There's one. Let's see, wine. You wine moms out there, I know you're there. I know that's not just water in those big old Stanley mugs at 2:30 pickup. I know. I see right through you. I don't judge. I get it. Here's another one. Weed? Do we have any soccer mom turned stoner moms? Doesn't look like a crowd, but you know what? We're going to go with it anyway. Listen, I do get a lot of judgment for this one, but I ask you guys, hey, have you ever stepped on a Lego sober? Aha, gotcha. For me, I could be having a great day as a mom, right? I got to drink my coffee when it was still warm. I didn't get followed into the bathroom. All of the bodily fluids on me are mine. It's a great day. But I step on one of those little things, those little six-sided little, and it's like an existential crisis. It's like, oh my God, why? say, oh, hey man, that's just another piece of creative pain. I don't know, I also really like to, I'm ending generational cycles. Can we get a hell yeah for that? Woo! Thank you very much. And I'm Italian, right? So our love language is screaming. It's screaming. And I was trying to like not create that for my kids, right? So me being, having a little THC in my system takes me from being like a mafia don with my kids to being like Mary Poppins, right? Just a spoonful of edibles helps the anxiety go down in the most delightful way. Come on, everybody, that's right. We're gonna get, nobody's gonna be a sing-along this morning. That's a fun one. You know, what, I was also diagnosed with anxiety after I had my kids, so I'm also on Zoloft. Anybody else? Okay, great. Good. You guys' orgasms are great. That's wonderful. Good for you. I don't know. I have some of the side effects. One of them is low libido. I don't know if it's for me, if it's the meds or if it's the fact that I'm married to an engineer. I don't know. Their sexy talk. It's just a little different. That's all. It's just a little different. Like he's like, hey baby, Are you a perfect algorithm? Because I can't find any bugs. That's hot? Question mark? I don't know. That's a little different. The other, you know what? I have another really kind of weird side effect I gotta tell you. We're intimate. Yes. I know we should not talk about bodily fluids, but here we go. I also continue to lactate. Even though my kids are 10 and 13, I can still, still make some milk for you. Which sounds inconvenient. I'm making eye contact with people. It's making people really uncomfortable. It sounds inconvenient, but I can do a really cool party trick with a white Russian. You know what I mean? So, nutritious and delicious. Ready? Hey, you know what? You know how kids leave their shit everywhere? Right? Kids leave their shit everywhere. You know where else they leave their shit? In your brains, mamas. Did you know that? Did you know that like their cells actually went into your brains and constantly, and changed your brain chemistry forever, right? But I think I have more of like a Harry Potter situation going on because I know what my kid's thinking of me when my C-section scar burns. Oh, she is me, I am her. Oh. Hey, do you guys want to talk about sex? Great, this is going to be fun for me with my mom in the room. Did anybody grow up Catholic? Ooh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Did you guys have like a sex education of any kind, or was it like informative, or was it like every time you masturbated, God kills a kitten kind of a thing? Is that how it was? Yeah, samesies. But you know how I learned about sex? From watching Real Sex on HBO. Do you guys remember this show from the 90s? 80s and 90s? No? Oh, okay. Well, it was a sexual informational fetish, like a sexual fetish informational show. Like, I would never yuck anybody's yum, that's not what I'm here to do, but they talk about just about anything from like penis puppetry to pony play. It's something else. But, where it comes into play with me is it led to some really awkward times. First times. Not for me, but for the dudes I was with. Because they'd be like, oh, well, the leather was a good idea, but did you really need to bring the riding crop and saddle? Yes, now shut up and whinny, Jeff. Okay, that's a good one. No, I don't know. Sex for me right now as a mom is kind of just like everything else in my life. It's like better, quicker, and cleaner when I do it myself. Oh, no, bro, it's okay. It's a pro masturbation joke. It's okay. Hey, I recently got called. And this lady looks at me and she goes, you know what, you look like the fat Lauren Boebert. I know! And I was like, hey, I would never give a hand job to the production of Beetlejuice, okay? Maybe Hamilton, I am a white lady. That's a body positive joke if you think about it. I don't know, are you guys having a good time? This is good, you guys having thank you. I've been recently told that I have like the energy of a mom at Disneyland. Like, you guys better be having a good time. I spent a lot of money to be here. That's a silly one. I don't know. Hey guys, I had 2 kids, and I feel like sometimes I have to defend myself because I get the question, why, right? Knowing so much that I know about this world, why did you have those kids? And I have to say, like, I got pregnant during the Obama administration, right? There was hope everywhere, right? And I don't want to brag, but like, my kids, if you do the math, were each born 9 months after every inaugural speech. I'm just saying I haven't had a good orgasm since that guy left office. All right, guys, you ready to have some fun? I'm just the opener tonight. We've got some wonderful comics lined up for you today. It's going to be a great time. Your first comic performs all over the place. She's from Longmont, right? Yep, we got a lot of locals this show today. Please welcome Kimberly Kester.
Hey, Longmont, that's right. I am from here. I'm a hairstylist here in town. I've been doing hair for 35 years. And I did invite, like, my entire clientele that one of them showed up. I think they were just nervous to, see me out in the wild and I'm going to criticize how they styled their hair. Like, that is not how you're supposed to do it. I do love my job. I consider all of my clients my friends. I mean, it's amazing that I have 350 friends that pay me to hang out with them. It's great. I love my job, but the best part about my job is that I get to look at myself in the mirror all day. And my guidance counselor was like, "What do you want to be?" I said, "Anything that involves mirrors." This is what I got. I mean, it was either this or ballet, so mirrors. Yeah, but I do worry about things. If I ever get murdered, I think that my job as a hairstylist would hinder the police investigation. Now, there's a lot of DNA under these nails. And, a lot of hair on my clothes. And I can just see some crime lab tech, using tweezers to pick out dozens of hair and then comparing it to my schedule. And then if they do an autopsy, they would find a 35-year hairball in my stomach. I know it's a hairball because when I went to beauty school, this was completely flat. I just keep eating hair. But hairstylists, we're not grossed out about eating hair. If I'm at a restaurant and this happens, I don't send the food back. I inspect it. I'm like, that is a natural level 6 that's been highlighted 3 weeks ago, and the toner's starting to fade. Yeah, she needs protein treatment. I'm leaving my card. Oh, sorry. Hot flash. Hold on. Oh my gosh, they just happen out of nowhere. My body's going through the change. I mean, menopause has hit me hard. I mean, it's changing my body completely. I always wanted a big juicy butt. I just didn't want it in the front. Now my front butt is bigger than my back butt. I can wear my pants either way. Frontwards, backwards, doesn't matter. But the good thing about it is now ass men find me twice as sexy. Coming or going. Yeah. I am throwing money in the fountain of youth. I love anti-wrinkle creams. I'm a sucker for those ads that show a wrinkly prune face, turn into this smooth, shiny thing of beauty. But I just can't understand why they aren't showing that on ball sacks. If I were scrolling Facebook and I saw an ad that showed smooth, shiny balls, I'd just take all my money. I want a 5-year supply. Let me tell you a story. So recently I was at a show and this lady came up to me afterwards. She's like, "I want to set you up with my dad." All right, that might be kind of cute. So I gave her my number and he called me. And I didn't like his voice. And then he sent me a selfie. I didn't like his face. I don't like a ball sack. So we've been dating for a while. I think she's a genius. I mean, why put your dad in a retirement home when you can just give him a girlfriend? And we have fun. It's not terrible. We cruise around in his Buick. We go to the early bird special at Perkins. We come home, watch Wheel of Fortune, otherwise known as network TV and chill. And then at 8 p.m. it's up to bed. I don't have sex with them. There are issues down there, and I think it's okay to talk about erectile dysfunction. It's not hard. I just want to cuddle with him. Feel his frail, crepey arms around me. Lay my head on his spongy chest. Feel his nose hairs caressing my scalp. And then if I get cold, I just use his skin as a blanket. Yeah, I think I might stay with him for a while. I'm waiting for the inheritance. I need it. I need it. I mean, my life is chaotic. I have roommates. I live with two guys in their 20s, and I know I'm thinking at my age, and it's not ideal. I mean, they steal my food and they make messes, and I want to kick them out, but I gave birth to them. I can't get them the hell out of my house. But I have come up with a plan. I'm going to start dating their friends. It's only creepy if men do it. It's fine. It's fine. I got a good supply of juice boxes. So, yeah. I have two boys in their 20s. And it's amazing how two kids can be so different from each other. Like, one of them, he's in college, he has a girlfriend, he works really hard. The other one sits at home and plays Xbox, smokes weed. But I know I'm not supposed to pick a favorite, but he has really good pie. I got divorced when they were 5 and 7, and long story short, my husband had an affair. I moved out. She moved in. They got married. I was mad. Yeah. And, it always gets really quiet when I get to this part. And, I just want to tell you, I'm fine. I moved on. The best revenge really is 2 cans of tuna juice poured into a squirt bottle. So, I may have poisoned his mattress. I had a key to his house when they were on their honeymoon. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Worried the neighbors would recognize my car in the drive. I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. But the tuna's strong. And I hope it messes with your dong. And now I'm back while you're away. Sneaking through your house, oh honey, I'm gonna make you pay. You should have changed them stupid locks, you should have made me leave a key. If only you had known your shampoo'd be full of pee. Go on now, enjoy your lay. I used a toothbrush where the plunger's been dripping there for days. Weren't you the one who tried to crush me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, now I will survive. Whoa, as long as I wear gloves, you wonder how you got pink eye. I got all my life to live, I got all my love to give. I'll survive, I will survive. Hey, hey. Thank you for polite comedy. That's all I got.
Kimberly Kester, everybody, yes. Y'all didn't realize it was going to be a sing-along. Hell yeah, guys. This is, you know what? I guess the show's over. No, hey guys, we're going to take a short break. Give us 10 minutes and then come back for the rest of the show. Thank you so much. Whiskey, let's get it. Yeah, everybody. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Cheers to a good life. I do this, my background is in improv, and I do this with a lot of my audiences, which is, here we go. On the count of 3, I want to hear the biggest laugh you've got. I don't care if it's fake. I don't mind asking for it. I really don't. So, I just want to hear it. I want to know that you guys can do it. Ready? We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Where have you been all my life? That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Just getting the energy back up. We are going to be starting the show again. How are you guys doing? You guys doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good. I got roasted by my middle schooler yesterday. That was really fun. I was saying, you know, she was bragging on me. She was saying that, like, you know, my mom's famous. She does comedy. And it's like, no, I'm not that famous. I have been on the cover of a couple newspapers, right, Audrey?
That's right.
That's true. And when I said that, my daughter's friend goes, not to be mean. And let me tell you, when a middle schooler starts a sentence with, not to be mean, get ready for the existential ride of your life. You know what I mean? You're going to spend like 20 minutes curled up in the fetal position, wondering why your daddy didn't hug you. You know what I mean? So my daughter's friend goes, hey, no, you know, not to be mean or anything, but nobody reads the newspapers anymore. I never felt so uncool in my life. It was so good. Oh my God. All right, guys. Are you guys ready to keep this show going? Get another drink at the bar. Let's thank again Bricks on Main for hosting us tonight. Longmont Out Loud for having us. Longmont Public Media for recording us. Yes, another round of applause. We're having a good show. Your next comedian, she's all over the place. She's just a wonderful human being. Please welcome Katie Mason.
Keep it going for your host, Emily. She's doing a good job today, per usual. Well, I'm happy to be here. I wore my Wolverine dress in spirit of Halloween. Woo! Yeah, even though I don't dress up for Halloween anymore. Does anybody here dress up for Halloween? Yeah, okay, we got a few of you, okay. I want to, I just need to find the right, like, venue or, like, kind of party vibe. But I was thinking about the evolution of my Halloween costume through my life. You know, when I was, like, 7, I dressed up as my dog, Portia. You know, like, isn't that cute? My little, it was a beagle for Halloween. And then my freshman year in college, I dressed up like a cock and balls. Yeah, let me explain. My friend was the shaft, and I was the right nut, my other friend was the left testicle. And I just remember being very adamant that I was the right testicle. I was just like, that is what I wanted to be. I did not want to be the shaft, and I basically, like, mean girled my friend into being the shaft. And I have no idea why I was so passionate about that and what happened that, you know, nothing against penises, but I don't know what compelled me so strongly to want to dress up as Halloween. I have no idea what was going on. And even when we would switch positions, like we'd walk around, because, you know, we were 3 separate people, if my friend, the left testicle, was out of place, I would move her out of the way and claim my position. And I did Google that, like, I mean, on the way here, I was like, why would, you know, I don't know much about testicles, sorry. It's not really in my wheelhouse, but I did Google that the right testicle tends to be bigger than the left. Did we know this? Men, did we know this? No? No? Can anyone verify if that's true? Nobody can verify? But that's what Siri told me on the way here, so somewhere in my brain, I think I just intuitively knew that, and that's why I was so committed to being the right testicle. I kind of wish I did dress up more. It's good for me to dress up. It loosens me up. The closest thing I have, I'm a therapist, and I do dream work, and I go to these dream conferences, and they'll have a dream ball, and everybody will dress up as their dream character, which is interesting. You know, you'll get like an owl, somebody dressed up like an owl, and then somebody shows up naked. That kind of put an end to the dream ball. Didn't last very long. It's good though, it's good to dress up because I'm a serious person by nature, so I need to, like, loosen up. Not surprising I chose a serious profession, being a therapist. And I've always been kind of serious. Like, I don't know what it is. I just came out of the womb this way, wearing a black onesie. You know, mad at my first nemesis, fluorescent lights. And so discovering my voice as a comic with, like, this serious disposition has not been easy. But then a couple months ago, this kid came flying past me on his bike, and he was freaking out. He's like, "Lady, help, I don't have any And meanwhile, all his friends were laughing. And it just clicked. I was like, oh, that's the kind of funny I am. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not funny, haha. I'm funny, oh. There's nothing I could do to help him, so I just yelled, I believe in you! I think I was projecting. Yeah, I mean, I guess as a therapist, I'm just better at making people cry. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I get paid to make others cry. And I get excited about tears too. I'm like, yes, bring it! Because it means we're actually getting somewhere, you know? Plus it's fun, it's like pushing somebody into a swimming pool. You know? So I make my clients cry whether or not they want to because I'm a good therapist. Recently I had a client come in and he was telling me how excited he was about starting his new job. And I was like, oh, that's great, congratulations. But can we circle back? Remember when your dad left you? How'd that make you feel? Yeah, it's no surprise I became a therapist. I was such a rescuer as a kid. Like turtles, toads, baby rabbits, basically anything that could fit inside a murky green tank. Okay? By the time I was 8, I was already a burnt out social worker. I was exhausted on the porch knocking back a Capri Sun. Like, I can't save the worms from their pain. Only find out later there's like this whole debate on whether or not worms actually feel pain. So that was my first lesson in projection. Really. Yeah. And most people don't want a depressed therapist, which I guess I get. I guess I understand that. But personally, I wouldn't want a therapist who had never been suicidal. Right? Like a Denver tour guide who's never been to Casa Bonita. How do you trust anybody who's never been to Casa Bonita? On the other hand, I just don't want my therapist suicidal at the same time as me. Right? Let's like spread out the ideations, okay? I know it's brunch, it's a little early maybe for some suicidal ideation jokes, but actually, Emily let us off pretty strong, so I think we can talk about anything today. Woo! Thank you for that, Emily. I have struggled with depression in my life, and when I'm depressed, I feel like I suck at everything until I remember that I'm a naturally gifted parallel parker. Yes, thank you. I can parallel park the shit out of any space. I will always have that going for me. And I know I'm good at it because men tell me I am. Yeah, how else would I know if I was good at something? Right? I once had a guy watch me park into this super tight spot. This was in Boulder, actually. And he watches me. I barely get out of the car. He comes running over. He's like, I just got to tell you, you park really good for a girl. I know. I couldn't believe he said that. It made me feel really aroused. I was like, ooh, say it again, Daddy, please. Oh, yeah. Strange times. It's just an interesting time to be alive right now. I think I was at a vegetarian restaurant, and a group of vegans showed up to protest. Yeah. Apparently, vegans are now protesting vegetarians. I feel like I was watching golden retrievers protest yellow labs. And it really bummed me out because I eat meat, so I'm like, in this scenario, does that make me a pit bull? Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with people. I think we're all fighting the wrong thing. I think we tend to have tend to be more alike than not, but I hope the vegans and vegetarians can work it out. You know, if they can't get along, there's no hope for any of us. We're screwed. I'm learning to, I have a roommate for the first time in like 10 years, plus years I've lived alone, a long time. I was like hyper independent, independent woman. Now I'm like, oh, I think that was a trauma response. Whoops, not I'm like learning to like have people like be with people and like develop interdependency. And so I have a roommate, and I highly recommend it. Like, I don't know who told me, and somewhere in my brain it was like you either live alone or you get married. Like, those are your two options. And I'm not married, and I lived alone forever, and I just maxed out on it. So I'm just like pro roommate. If you're somebody who, you know, has lived alone a long time, try a roommate. You gotta find the right person, vet your people, but if you do, it works out well. But now that I have a roommate, I have to like work on boundaries, which is not my favorite thing, because I'd rather like not have to say, listen, the way you chew your food deeply impacts me. It's really challenging me to have to say those kind of things. But I've been single for a while as well, so I'm getting ready to date, getting ready to get ready. You know how that goes. Getting ready to get ready. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to be on the apps, especially as a therapist. Like, I'll get questions like men are always like, "Oh, are you psychoanalyzing me?" And I'm like, "No, tell me less about that, please. Don't go on." I think solitude is it's good to have a good relationship with solitude. I just took it too far. I was living alone during lockdown, during the pandemic, and I have some health challenges, so I was taking it really seriously. We didn't know what we didn't know, and so living alone during the time, so I went 3 months without a hug. I know, it's okay. It's brutal. That really is, that is kind of the proper response, but I know this is a comedy show, so we don't want too much of that. And the first hug I got was from my dad, and it was the worst hug of my life. He gave me one of those COVID fear hugs. You remember those? He like held me at a distance. We weren't allowed to breathe. He was praying COVID wasn't watching. He also wouldn't let me in his house to go to the bathroom, so I had to pee in his backyard in broad daylight. Yeah. In his Zen garden. It was relaxing. Especially when I raked it after. Yeah. Yeah. He likes that joke. He kind of like hates it, He's like, yeah, that was true. It was a rough time. I never tell drunk people I'm a therapist. They tell me about their crazy ex-wife for 45 minutes and then forget to pay me. But unless it's like, if it's like a drunk, if it's like a surly, like aggressive drunk person, I might get a little playful and lean in and say, you've merely scratched the surface of the debilitating darkness within you. I'll slide him my client or my colleague's card and say he's accepting pro bono clients. My friend Alon, if you know him, you know Alon. Yeah. But people come to therapy and they want their feelings validated, and I get that. I mean, I get that in theory, but it's actually not that helpful. Because if you want people to change, you have to call them out, So I tell it like it is. I'm like, listen, Brittany, your mother's not the reason you're unhappy. You are. Now, good luck with kindergarten. Don't get bullied, be the bully. All right, that's all I got for you today. My name's Katie Mason. Keep it going for your host, Emily.
Katie Mason, everybody, another round of applause for her. She's a good parallel parker, hot. Katie, I told you about my drunk ex-wife in confidence. You're not supposed to tell everybody about that. Also, I didn't know that I could get paid for making people cry. Like, I make my kids cry for free all the time. What the heck? I'm getting screwed out of some money here. Okay, hey guys, how you doing? Are we doing good? We hanging in there? Having a good time? Remember Mom at Disneyland, are you having a good time? I'm really glad you're here. Our next meeting coming up here, she's all over the place. Her next performance, she is in Parenthood Punchline at the Times Collaborative, which is right down the street here, on December 11th. Otherwise, please welcome Mimi Salonen.
She's a guys. I skipped church to be here, so you're welcome. So welcome. My husband's actually a therapist. Let's give it up for Katie one more time. Because they don't want to talk to you anymore. So the fact that she is out here is amazing. I know what it really feels like to be behind a therapist, though, because my husband is one. And now I was just behind you. So I feel intimately bonded with you at this point. It's all right. I am an inspiration. I love when people laugh at that. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I'm an inspiration because I'm a mom. I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. I'm out here at brunch with you guys. I've already been to a flag football game. I was at Haunt the Mont last night, and I binge watched. Nobody wants this. I'll just hold for a longer applause. I don't know if you all heard that. My husband says that he doesn't think it's very cool that I can do legal speed, and that not everyone's doing that. Anyone else have ADHD out there? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Your family likes you still? No. All right. That's fine. No. I am a, well, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Let's talk more about me being an inspiration, what you all want to hear more about, I'm sure. No, in high school, though, in high school, I was voted most inspirational. Can you guys believe it?
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm telling you now, at 37, feels like I might have peaked, don't you think? Yeah, it's a bit much. I am a foster and adoptive parent. I am not a child artist, like Emily said, all right? I'm a foster and adoptive mom. Okay, I did it for the applause, so this is like really humiliating that you guys are gonna cheer for this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. I did it because I'm better than you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm a pretty phenomenal mom, but when I am out with my kids and people find out that I'm a foster and adoptive mom, they'll be like, oh my God, where did you get them? Which is the wrong thing to say. But I'm a comedian, I like to have fun, so I'll be like, have you ever been to the back of the grocery store before? Or I'll be like, oh, this craziest story. This one time I was on the Nile and a baby in a basket just went floating by and there was a woman singing, hush now my baby. It's a really deep cut of Prince of Egypt, you guys. Follow the comedy, all right? Follow it. But the holidays are coming up, so right now I'll just be doing this at the top of Mount Crumpet. Because as a foster and adoptive parent, your tagline is either sometimes the Grinch, but my favorite tag for being a foster and adoptive mom is keep it tight. Which should be the unofficial slogan. Right? That's a good one. My kids like to swear because I like to swear. And recently they told me that there is a curse word for every letter in the alphabet. Yeah, round of applause for that. Yeah, thank you. Come on, give me that. So I said, all right, well, let's test this out. And let's go big. What's the C word, honey? And my son goes, oh, clutter. I'm teaching him so well. My daughter was like, no, it's not. It's clean up. I was like, kids, all right. Mama's going to tell you some things. The C word is children. Yeah, they know. I was at a family reunion recently. I'm sorry, I was at a funeral. And do you guys know what the first rule of funerals is? No one? Come on. Who knows knows what the first rule of funerals is? Bring funeral potatoes. Oh my God, that's going in this. No, the first rule of funerals is don't make out with your cousin. You're welcome. I'm Mimi Salonen, you guys, so much. Thank you, Bricks. You guys did Longmont, and that was amazing.
Mimi Salonen, everybody. Another round of applause for Mimi. Catch her out, Times Collaborative on December 11th. Hey, you guys, how you doing? You doing good? Yeah, we're checking in. Midwestern Mom here, making sure you're having a good time. Your next comedian coming up, she's local as well. Please welcome Rebecca M.
What's up, Longmont? Thank you so much again for coming out to a local comedy show. We really do appreciate it. Give it up for yourselves for sticking it around. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I do want to circle back to something Emily did say about every female comedian having a vagina joke, and I want to start out strong and say, yes, we do. I just wasn't expecting it to be portrayed on this screen right now. Yeah, very accurate color and all. Yeah. I've really been getting into the spooky season this year. I'm a big fan of Halloween, and some of the things that I like to do to get in spirit are watching a lot of true crime. Any true crime fans here? True crime? Hell yeah. I find it's very relatable. It's very relatable. Not just like the everyday person who murders somebody, but like even serial killers. I identify a lot with them, you know. I find myself being really attracted to serial killers, you know? I don't know what it is about them. I think they're my type, you know? White guys are my type. Yeah. Hear me out. Jeffrey Dahmer, that's a white guy that can cook Asian food. That is a rarity and should be celebrated, honestly. And compared to a lot of modern men, serial killers, you know, like they chase you, okay? That's a really good feeling. It's a good feeling to be wanted, you know? Yeah. I have had a lot of time to think about what I am attracted to because I am single. I'm single. I've been single for over a year now. I don't like to tell people I'm single though. I just like to say I have a lot of hobbies. I do. I have a lot of hobbies. One of the hobbies that I picked up this year is jujitsu. Jiu-jitsu, hell yeah. People are really interested in jiu-jitsu when I tell them I do that. They're like, oh, did you do that to get into like self-defense? And I'm like, no. I want to be the person you have to defend yourself against. I'm a woman in her 30s. Okay, I'm on the hunt. Okay, I've got limited time. Yeah, I'm not the most athletic person, I'll admit. But since I did start in January, I have seen a lot of progress. I've seen a lot of progress. Does anybody know what the ABCs of jiu-jitsu are? Probably not, but let me tell you. The ABCs of jiu-jitsu are always be choking. Yeah. So I've gotten pretty good at that. Like I said, made a lot of progress. For instance, now whenever I get choked out, I no longer immediately come. It's called choke tolerance. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Choke tolerance, yeah. Prior to having all these hobbies, I was in a long-term relationship. I was with the guy for 11 years. Yeah, and it was a very bad breakup, I'll say. It was a bad breakup. I didn't deal with it in the best way. I didn't. I was drinking a lot more in those days, and I call that kind of like my post-breakup slutty phase, you know. And this one night in particular, I did have about 12 drinks, and it's not something I'll be able to live down, really. I did decide to drive myself home after that, and pretty much the worst thing possible did happen to me on my drive home. I did end up blowing a .08. Yeah. He was very ugly, truthfully. Yeah, not something I'll easily be able to live down. Well, we've all done it, you know. I'm not proud of it, but it was there. In my defense, though, I was drunk and I did need a ride home. So it was the responsible thing to do. It was. Yes. Since I am 31, I quickly got out of that post-breakup slutty phase because, you know, really, there's not a lot left. It's the leftovers at this point. And I've opened up my dating age range, actually. I've dated a couple older guys, like guys in their like late 40s and stuff like that. And that's been interesting, because I'll say like dating older guys, it's kind of like, it feels like adopting a shelter dog, you know, one that's about to be put down. You're just like, oh, I'll give this guy a chance, show him what a home with love is actually like. It'll be nice, yeah. Bring him around to all my friends, just like, look, adopt, don't shop. Who rescued who? It's nice. Yeah. I have dated a lot of white guys, I'll say. It's shocker, Colorado, it's what's here. And even though I don't look it, I am actually half white and half Asian. In Colorado terms, I call that half domestic, half imported. Thank you. Yeah, fan of IPAs, we get that. But a lot of the white guys I have dated, they really play up the imported aspect of my heritage. This one guy in particular, he really liked my Asian features, and he had a bad habit. He called me his little fortune cookie. Ooh, I know, I mean, accurate, I do look like that down there after I shave, but it kind of gave me the serious ick, so I did decide to break up with him. And I want to leave you on this note. I decided to break up with him in the way of a fortune. I told him, in the near future, you will be alone. Also, you have herpes. And yeah, I just want to say, if you would like a fortune cookie to remember me by, I do have them. A great snack afterwards. Thank you, and thank you again for coming out. Have a great day.
Rebecca M, everybody. Yes, another round of applause for her. You know, I recently got a fortune cookie that said, if you ever feel like nobody loves you, skip a few car payments. So you know times are bad when that's your fortune, you know what I mean? Also, hey, wait, like slutty, Mom, when was your slutty phase, Mom? My mom's slutty phase? Everybody's got a slutty phase. Slutty phase? Did you have a slutty phase? Come on, yeah, no. I mean, come on, everybody's got a slutty phase. Nope, okay, all right. It was the best phase of my life. I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. You know what? Your last performer we've got coming up here, she is all over the place. We're so glad that you guys came out supporting live comedy. Yeah, your next performer, she has Boulder Comedy. She's the producer of the Boulder Comedy Show, or Boulder Comedy Festival. She's all over town. Please check her out. Please welcome Zoe Rogers.
What's going on, Longmont? How are we doing? I'm psyched to be here. Not only because there's a comedy show here and you all are here, but because I have 3 kids. So I am just happy to be out of my house. Little quick procreational math for you guys. 3 is way more than 1. Like a lot. Like the parents of more than 1 kid, we tend to view the parents of only children the way the Navy SEALs look at the reserves. We appreciate what it is you do. That's cute. But we have seen shit that will change you. Things you can't come back from. I am the main disciplinarian in our family. I did not run for that position. I just have it. Anyone else here marry someone fun? Those guys are great for pub crawls, right? And it turns out I'm very strict, but I don't believe in hitting. So I don't hit my kids, but sometimes when they hit each other, I root for different teams. Sometimes I just take a minute to get involved. I have to put down my box of wine. No, that's Not untrue. But when I do, I say the right thing. You know, I say we use our words, not our hands. But what I'm thinking is, sweep the leg.
Finish him.
I got a chance to go off my little procreational compound recently. A friend of mine brought me out for lunch, so I got to have food and coffee when it was hot. I felt like Beyonce. And then I realized that the last time I'd actually been at that restaurant was when my youngest was nursing. And so when the food had come to our table, she wanted to eat too. And for the record, if anyone cares, I was very discreet. I had on my cover-up thing that I don't really know the name of. I just call them my mammal wraps. That way no one has to know I do mammal shit. Like breathe air and feed my young. Just perpetuating the species. It was so gross. And surprisingly sticky. But the people that were sitting at the table next to us got very vocal about what was happening, and they were not happy. If they had been breastfed, they would be smarter. And that, for me, was a very quick lesson in the difference between your first kid and your third kid. Because I know if some mouthy Karen like that had gotten in my face with my oldest, like my first parenting rodeo, it would have shamed me. And I would have been like, well, this is awkward, and these people are really uncomfortable, and we should just go. But with your third kid, I wanted to jump up on the table, like that scene from Pulp Fiction, and be like, get on the ground, motherfuckers! Just machine gunning my tits at people. Now it's awkward. Now it's uncomfortable. Just people slipping in milk. The fantasy goes on. Because I have not slept in a very long time. The other night, I had a lady in the audience who shouted back at me. She goes, "Where was this?" Like, thank God for fact checkers, right, guys? And I said, this was in Los Angeles. And she goes, okay. Like, now it's all right. There's just no place else on earth where people deserve to be sprayed with warm breast milk more than Los Angeles? Like, that is really harsh. Do you know how traumatized people in Los Angeles would be if they had to see working breasts? Like, if their faces could show emotion, they would be shocked. I did move here from California. I will lead with, I'm sorry. Because you guys, as a state, have done a really good job of communicating that you don't like that. But it's been 6 years and we love it here. I am not, however, like 100% on board with all of your wildlife. We live between two big coyote dens. And the other day, I was talking to my neighbor, and I said, the coyote thing is like really intense for me. And she copped this Colorado attitude with me, and she said, well, I'm sure you had scary things in California too. And I was like, okay, that's true. But a crackhead never ate my cat! It's a little intense. I've lived all over the place, but my favorite season ever, anywhere, is autumn in Colorado. I love it. I do. It's beautiful. I love everything about it. But inevitably, somebody comes up to me and says, I can't wait for winter. And I'm a nice person. So what I say is, I love that for you. But what I mean is, shut your whore mouth. Also, no one believes you. People who say they love winter are like women who say they like ass play. No, you don't. You just want to sound fun, Cheryl. I've been married for 20 years. Thanks, guys. You're more excited about it than I am. I'm usually just like one nice person in the back, like, woo! And he's awesome, but I just feel like he's gotten a little too comfortable in our relationship. Like, the other night, I tried to slink into bed, being all fecty in my craft white thrift. Hey there, Thaler. Feeling faffier than expected. And he said, there's something I've been wanting us to try, but I'm afraid you won't be open to it. And my first response was just like, well, we had a good run. But then he said, I want you to watch Battlestar Galactica with me. Why can't it just be anal? Because this is going to be so demeaning. Just endless. The big scandal in my life these days is that there are a bunch of women in my mom's group who are shaming another woman for rehoming her rescue rat, which is a fun way to let you know I live in Boulder. So she better be exclusively breastfeeding that rescue rat. Or we will shame her on all the Facebook pages, right, guys? That's how we support other women, by shitting on them on social media. I feel a lot like we as moms do a lot of things that we don't get acknowledged for. And one of the things I do a lot of is I volunteer at my kids' school. It's compulsory, but I do it. And the last time I volunteered, I got matched up with this girl at my son's class, and she was awesome. She went out of her way to introduce me to all of her friends, which was beautiful for me, but was apparently not so cool for my son, because he waved me over in the middle of the day, and he said, I don't want you volunteering at my school anymore. People talk about you when you're not here. They say you're nice and you're funny, and I don't like it. And I said, thank you for sharing your feelings. That's important. But it took me till my 40s to be popular with 9th grade girls. Do not screw this up for me. I need this. My older two, they're both teenagers. So a lot of our arguments revolve around hygiene or their lack of it. And I feel like it was so much easier when they were younger because we had all these fun songs to get them to do what they needed to do. You know, like everyone in this room knows the cleanup song, right? I need that now. I need something like, if you want a girlfriend and you know it, wash your balls. All right, guys, thanks for having us. Give it up for your host.
Another round of applause for Zoe Rogers, everybody. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Wash your balls. That's a very good advice. Hey, you know what? I got a couple of thank yous. We've reached the end of our show. Let's give another round of applause for all of our comedians tonight. We got Mimi Salonen, we got Rebecca M, we got Kimberly Kester. Another round of applause. Zoe Rogers, Katie Mason. Yes. We want to do a thank out shout out to Miss Chrissy's Bistro, who provided your wonderful brunch today. Yes. Our sponsors, Longmont Public Media and Downtown Creative District. Yes, another round of applause for them. Come see the next LOL show November 8th, Longmont Live. Is that right? There we are. Longmont Live feature your favorite local improv group, Front Deranged Improv. That's right. Filmed in front of a live studio audience. This should be a lot of fun. And if my show, The Matriarchy, is the first Saturday of every month at Rise Comedy. But I would love for you all to come see me. Otherwise, let's bring all the comedians up here. Let's do another curtain call. Come on, all you guys. Another round of applause for Rebecca M, Kimberly Kester. Come on, guys. Mimi Salonen, Katie Mason, Zoe Rogers,